farming this one up should be pretty comfy. Cloud is one of the names on the kill feed, so that's the one you got to keep your eyes on, because that ult will be knocking on the door, and it's a pretty critical one at this point. As last man alive, not going to have too many options here. Potentially just want to avoid giving away too many of those orbs.
Cloud, player to watch from from day one as well. He was the saving grace for GIANTX. One of the reasons why those maps were so close in their last matchup. And the thing is, I think for this GIANTX team too, while FUT had the expectation of being a team that did so well last year, being that kind of dark horse that rose through the season, GIANTX, they retained 4 of their players. So all eyes are also on Redgar in this situation to see the leader that he can be to elevate this middle of the pack team from 2023.
That's spot on. And the captain's got a hold on his play here. You can see the burst already coming towards him. FUT wants to close that gap as best he can, or at least maybe allow for a second player to pick up, but he's now isolated. He's on his own. He's actually done very well. No punish from CNED. He only got a touch of damage. And the captain's the one to finally strike back. Levy some of this pressure. CNED makes his presence known. 2 big pickups and he stops the rot. GIANTX can't make it to sight now.
Looking to regroup towards ramps. Try and isolate the one player in towards Heaven. Hoodie though still takes his main control. Split up here on the side of GIANTX.
If Cloud's standing, there's still a chance. Don't write this man out, even in a scenario like this. CNED on red alert though, being very cautious about it, playing a little bit of a deeper angle. They're going to pause for a second here, heal up, get themselves as best they can ready for this fight. Cloud still has a little bit of kit to play with. Creeping closer, that's fantastic work from FUT. Held at the door and held away. Great response, 3 rifles remaining, they'll be happy with that.
Clean round there from FUT, and CNED the one to still push there towards A main, the drop down into plant, and to find 2 was everything to find the advantage. Now, anti-eco here for both teams. That was the bonus round of GIANTX. And looking towards the ult economy right now, not too close to anything just yet, but again, Cloud 3 away from the Rolling Thunder. They're posturing towards B main, a much more comfortable orb here for the attackers. Won't be a choice though, this walk down from CNED.
Love that, love it. Didn't work out very well. FUT body checks him instantly, didn't even get to TP back. And I don't mind if CNED wants to try and be more aggressive and try and get in their faces, but not particularly supported in that fact, and it looks like GIANTX putting a high priority on at least challenging and late controlling towards middle.
Yeah, you would expect maybe to be paired up with Mr. Fallen in that kind of situation. Assistance from the Guiding Lights, but now rotation into vents. There's 2. And GIANTX, they're playing so patiently towards mid.
Afraid to let the clock tick down a little bit here. Further contact made, so FUT knows there's still presence.
Look at this rotation. Nobody's home on the B site here for FUT. GIANTX, they're pivoting over towards B main here as well. It's all going to be up to J to spot the cross onto site. A little bit of a jiggle action. Opportunity with a stake bite to try and divvy up the team here as well.
This is going to be so difficult though. I think they have to basically give this up. Yeah, there's no chance they can challenge here. And now you look at this late lurk. This was something we were talking about, his timing and his capability at it. Nuki not quite able to stick the landing, so they've actually been able to even this back up to a 4 apiece. Plants going to come in. Do they start early or do they wait for this to go down? Looks like they're going to have to wait a second or 2, but the pressure now starting to mount. Starting to work their way through from CT. Out of captain. Taking a couple of steps towards the site. It's down towards Cloud and Hoodie once again. This time a 2v3. Can they complement these positions together, create a crossfire? Cloud wants in and he doesn't get what he wants. Out of captain. Holding strong here. As Hoodie last alive and a very tricky situation in front of him. Near on unfeasible at this point. Hoodie trying and failing. It's going to be FUT answering back again. Perfect work there on the playback through.
Very comfortable here for FUT. The coordination immense in that situation. Now heading into the next round. Economy not looking great here for GIANTX, expecting a semi-eco to come through. There is still the Rolling Thunder that has cycled up here though for Cloud. And honestly, I feel like in these eco rounds, earlier this week, we saw Cloud getting 2 pieces, 3 Ks. Yeah. That opportunity to still turn the tide for GIANTX. Looks like they're leaning more towards this death ball approach here towards A. And CNED going to be that first point of contact, likely early peek towards ramp.
Well, let's see if he's on the money now. A little bit of an uncomfortable start in the last. Outlaw out and about. Gonna dip away, but again, they've had to give up the site here. Not worth the risk, it seems like, which is great for GIANTX. They'll take this every day of the week. Looks like a safer plant option, yes, rather than going for heaven. We saw a couple of issues before with some very unfavorable situations. It's just unfortunate, it feels. Fatinho falls blind through the wall. They put the blast. Can they cause any mayhem here?
I mean, there is a rolling thunder to look towards here into the post
Oh
plant.
my god, what a shot.
Okay, that's the next question. Is it even worth the try?
But he's dead. Very wrong decision, but Omen, wrong decision. Oh, crazy. Oh my god, that's crazy. Wow, here Future getting the lead again. That's a crazy match right now, chat.
On that ult as well, so he'll be taking the rest of the defuse.
What a crazy shot.
Managing the storm again there. You saw the danger though. This is when we're starting to see these two teams heat up a little bit.
What a Sheriff shot.
This half goes on.
3 kills by Sheriff. That's awesome. That's crazy.
I cannot get over these shots that Nuki was able to isolate though. The micro play and isolating those 1v1s. So much more than you would expect to come out from them there. But now, again,
that's
rolling
crazy,
thunder
Chad. That's crazy.
Wasn't meant to be used into the last round. No opportunity for it there into the post plant for GIANTX. So we're looking towards it into their anti-eco now.
Awesome.
Every round's been so close, but haven't even really been able to build
up. Oh my god, what a snap.
So every round,
what
really
a
snap.
snap.
Kind of sense. Earlier mid control coming up from GIANTX.
That's a cute snap.
I'm a little nervous. Okay, that's fine.
Chamber.
Almost played in CNED, who does have the operators. That's going to be heard. That's going to be.
You could probably
hazard a guess considering the purchase. The economy was in play.
If you not hit that like button, guys, come on, hit that like button and subscribe button.
His ability to play these lurks.
Also share it with your friends and family members.
Because again, we saw the potential mechanically, right? This guy is nuts. There's a reason that we always go, God, but only if he was on that raise. You know, it's always that. And the timings were something that we noted in the previous games, especially on this match. So I want to see Nuki in full form.
Community bonding became more.
Looks like Frax was willing to try and clear that. But again, this is all attention to the other side. So he's done very well to pull all these eyes here. Keep 3 players dedicated to
Oh, crazy! What a shot! What a shot! What a shot!
I mean, it was an incredible snake bite to delay here in towards heaven. The operator taken out here for CNED as well. And Yeta J still holding on, denying the push from GIANTX. Site free for
FUT can be guys winning guy.
At the very least, retake protocol here.
FUT definitely. I'm seeing by FUT.
Oh,
what a shot! FUT have 2 players left and ZX have 3 players left, and the spike is planted. Now we have to wait. Oh! Now we have to wait. Okay.
Way earlier than that,
okay, then guys, only 1 player. Oh, shit! Nice. Nice. So basically, chat, everyone is playing right now.
It really did. Great,
and that's a crazy thing is happening. Wow, that's cute, man. That's cute.
But Yeta J, the fact that poison orb.
What a shot by.
So much there towards B heaven. Nuki, really the player to watch right now.
Wow.
GIANTX.
What?
Yeah, that's got to be a rough. You expect the showstopper to find one in that situation, but GIANTX, they find success into that round. They also save all those ults that we were looking towards here. 4 to work with into round number 7.
In my mind, a little bit does go towards Nuki that I'll come back to in a moment because Fatinho's actually already trying to take all of this space. Heaven left wide open. A paranoia sent, which does give away the fact that they are in towards B main. TP as well, though, and a captain actually maybe in a position they don't expect. Great trades for FUT here, holding them back.
Wow. Now both teams at 3 and 3 points. Both teams at 3 points.
Split in position, uncomfortable
now
for
it is,
you know, could punish on this one. Not as easy this time for Cloud to make it over.
Wow.
So he decided to go for this plant instead. So this is feeling very claustrophobic.
It's a very awkward plant spot. Not really be able to spot it out here from Heaven, but this push down from Nuki leaves Hoodie down in a 1v4.
Show us some magic, Hoodie. It's a 1v4. Players on all fronts.
1v4
oh, there's not much you can do there.
No
clutch, gonna put him to his grave. But I've got to say,
I feel like it will
when
be
I'm talking
going
about Nuki doing well on one side,
it's not happening right today.
Yeta J's been such a little hero for this team.
Yo, my dear friends, come on, hit that subscribe button and like button if you want to like the stream. Come on. Just hold your thumb on the screen
body towards the backside of pillar,
and the like button will pop up.
As well. again,
then
in
you
my
can
mind,
press the
EFJ is
like
doing
button to
really
like the
well this
stream.
map.
No, he's been an incredible anchor here for FUT.
Just
be able to buy the time for the rest of the team to make that rotation
put your finger
over. And
out
GIANTX, I feel
on the
like
screen for a
on that
few seconds,
execution,
and then
timing was
like
just
button
a
will be
smidge
pop up,
off
and
there.
then
The
you can
Seekers
like
had
the stream.
already pushed
Also,
FUT back
if
off
you
the
want
site.
to, you know,
The Rolling
vote
Thunder,
for
if
your
expended, should have been
favorite
right
team,
off
you
the
can
back
vote
of
it.
that to assist in that showstopper. Now,
Let's see
tank
who's gonna win.
empty. No.
FUT
Outlaw
gonna win
for
or
CNED
GX
once
gonna
again.
win. Let's
Seems
see,
like
guys.
that's the
Let's
move
check
that
this out.
FUT are going towards for that
Who's
economy
gonna win the
management to
match?
cycle that operator up.
Yeah, I mean,
It
the,
will be,
the ult that he
ah.
can build off the back of this too. He should be in a very good position if they can keep control. As again, you look at the armor on the other side, it's light purchases, if anything at all. So it certainly could do very well for them. He's been a little, no, I don't want to say hit and miss. Flash did confirm attendance, but they don't know it's not just Nookie, but they'll probably figure it out pretty soon, considering the dog's been let off the leash. CNED almost
gonna
given a
win?
chance
That will be
here.
a
Off-angle
tough
position
task.
to play with,
Who's gonna win?
and didn't get it when he wanted.
Wow.
Looked a little close, but not quite on the
Okay,
money.
nice.
So they take a step closer. Again, FUT need to be careful to not get swarmed
Future,
here. It's very
GX
possible.
is entering on the ramp
only
side.
one that was spotted over
and-
towards ramps.
Oh, a nice
Great
flash
guiding light,
by
CNED,
the
no
sky.
TP available this time around.
Also,
Stuck towards
Omen,
elbow.
Omen using
I
his-
mean, yeah, he's absolutely dead to rights. He got put in a corner and he got put down. And now they're going to get a plant, and now they've got CT control. Yeah, I mean, it's an outlaw. It's not maybe the ideal weapon. You'll take what you're given here, right? Can they make something with this? Yeah, going to be sticking
This
on the sheriff,
gonna
it
be
seems.
awesome. This
Busy
gonna be
playing on that
awesome. This
corner,
gonna
and
be
a captain.
awesome.
That Turkish
Wow,
beacon
no
blazed
sir,
up, beautiful.
no. Okay,
Handling all problems
I guess
there.
GX
CT
gonna
not
be
a threat
losing
just yet, but the man of the moment, Nookie.
right now.
That sheriff was
Right
lethal
away.
before. Might just be again. Plenty of potential
Whoa,
targets.
whoa,
Clouds on well.
whoa. Oh,
The
nice.
timing not gonna be
GX
there.
gonna
FUT
out.
staying alive with
GX
two.
team wiped
It's
out.
not as pretty as you'd like, but they
Very,
get across the line. And
very
again, we
easily
said
wiped
that
out
defending
by-
side was their harder half. They're doing quite well here.
GIANTX, though, on those thrifty rounds,
They're dangerous.
they are. They're making it really scrappy once they get that spike planted. But again, those retake protocols, 4
Wow.
out of the 5-round wins that
Crazy,
they've found
crazy, crazy.
have been off the success of playing a little bit more together. Not looking to
Still,
get
chat,
caught
you
out
have
into the
not
early rounds.
liked the stream. Just hit that.
And now,
Just
heading
you
into this one,
have to
ESJ
just
does
press
have the Viper's Pit
the screen
online. Current positioning doesn't really
with the
give any hint
your
to that
thumb.
being used early on. Might see it pop out of vents to just completely deny that mid control over to GIANTX right off the gate.
5 and 3 points. 5 points for Future and 3 points for GX. Who's gonna complete 13 points?
To invest it through
Quickly,
middle,
13 points
which might
completed.
actually
Whoever
cause
completed
problems for
13
GIANTX's
points
plans,
quickly,
considering they do have a couple of
those
players sitting
team will
towards sewer,
going to
but
be win, chat.
again, we wait to see if there's any further aggression behind this. I'm looking
That
at the
team
little
gonna
two
be
players
going
over
to
towards
be
ramp. We're pushing much further than that, I can imagine. So this does put a little bit of a conundrum towards GIANTX with what do they do with this now?
I mean, in the early round, FUT found so much space. The Viper's Pit in towards mid, like we can see with the trademark. Then you've also got the cycling of those one-ways over towards B main, where GIANTX haven't actually poked their heads in to see if that space has been claimed, with a threat of the operator on CNED on site as well.
Operator?
Yeah, they're going to
Oh my
start getting
gosh,
restless.
operator
For
is
the
here.
FUT side. They've not had
Wow.
information, right? You can see that's why the
Omen is using
dogs coming out.
Chamber is
Hoodie's
using
going to invest
operator
his,
right
which
now,
is
and
kind of painting a false picture, a
okay,
false narrative, and
the-
just that one dog is enough to put them out of position here. You saw CNED lean away, you saw Mr. Fallen lean off this site, but we know where they're heading. It's going to be towards B, and a missed shot, but it plays in Mr. Fallen. Not very well. Coutinho, fantastic. Sight should be theirs here. Redgar's waiting in case anyone decides to get
You
proactive.
always have to be
Not gonna
careful
work
in
out.
this
Actually,
game.
you're gonna lose your
This
life
game
for
is
it.
totally
A shot in the dark and you're dead.
on your
CNED falls,
reflexes.
and it's down to 3 with Yeta J
This
standing
game
as a chance, but I mean they
totally
don't
on
have
your
much of a
reflexes,
step
and
here.
now GX gonna picking his pace
Having control
to
at the very
defeating
least.
the Future, I
Are
guess.
broken. Great
What do you
protocol
think,
with the
chat?
paranoia coming through as well.
GX gonna defeating or Future gonna defeating?
Oh, this is tough though. How do you clear out backside like this? They're trying to divide
Who's
and
that
conquer.
more
You can see them
ability
trying
to
slice up the
kill-
site.
oh,
That's one way to start it off, but they need more. They need a whole lot more. And a captain trying as hard as he could there. It's not going to be enough to get across the line. GIANTX playing that very well, and the smoke and mirrors, right? That little bit of utility coming out from Hoodie pulled them away from the site. It pulled CNED off the site. It pulled Mr. Fallen away from the site. Maybe because it wasn't Nookie over there. Maybe that was enough. It was like, oh, there's something going on. This has got to be where it is. Pulled the rotation. Want GIANTX around back.
They've been so diligent on the side of GIANTX as well with their flash utility to ensure that CNED holding whichever angle will be forced to TP off. We're going to see the timeout to be called now here for, I believe it's on the side of FUT. And I mean, has to be expected, right? Look at this economy situation. It's looking dire. You do have that off that might be forced up into the next round. We'll have to see how things do end up going there, Pansy.
Chan, yeah, don't go anywhere. The match
look,
will
I'm the biggest CNET apologist. I always will be.
Shortly.
After seeing him
within
in
30 seconds, the match will resume,
so
don't go anywhere.
Now, Chamber never sat comfortably with
Just
him.
wait.
When we saw that initial change
Hold down your breath.
Instant, okay, he looks fantastic. I think a lot of the CNET fans will be looking at Icebox going,
very
please
cute
just give us the
matches.
please.
Going to be
but for now, I don't think it's having the impact that they want.
Just wait and just hit that subscribe button.
Levying factor of getting them these rounds, but maybe able to bring something through here as coming into this round. I mean, there's not much else to report. Yeah, there's a judge, a sheriff, a sting. I mean, it's odds and ends. It's that weird draw you have in the kitchen that's got bits of string and who knows what else. But on the other side, you're starting to see the ops coming through, cycling nicely. You've got Cloud there with his in pocket. Yes, Redgar's got his, but you're looking at Fatinho as well.
The match
so they're starting to
gonna
cycle
start
through
again.
some nicer ults, and I'm a bit worried that this could spiral away. But
the match is already started.
They've got to weather this, they've got to handle this, and a
come up,
change,
everyone. The match is started,
resume
right now.
Is on a platter here.
Raptors positioning for Cracks has to reposition back towards the vent side, though, in case the drop is necessary. Initial heavy utility usage towards ramps there for GIANTX, but no commitment thus far. Nice dodge from Redgar away from that Trailblazer as well.
No. Okay, that takes away, right? This kind of narrows in the opportunities, but look who's on the side. Out of captain this time. Managed to make it away from What? Fatinho seems so confused. I thought he might have checked that. But now we're in troubling territory, because look at the weapons. Out of captain's got a rifle, so does CNET. And out of captain's prowling. Gonna take down Cloud and look for the follow-up. CNET just gets himself on the side. Makes Hoodie reveal this position, and now a 1v2. Can he position this well enough? Can Hoodie somehow slice through both of them? I don't know. The spike is not to hand, and it's a rough position to make it from. CNET trying to clear through. They've got to be working out this timing internally, but Hoodie creeping back around. Going to see the barrel, but can he take down Out of captain? That's the first fight. He waits for the response. He's not getting what he wants. Just teasing him now. Oh, it's perfect work from FUT. Started by CNET and closed by Out of captain.
A beautiful, thrifty round coming in here. That dark cover on site, just allowing Out of captain to work his way around, isolate those 1v1s, find the backstab, and a lot of that was opened up also by canceling out that mid flank, that lurk coming out from Redgar with CNED's push to come through. 2 rounds left into the half. GIANTX, they've got still that rolling thunder to work with. I mean, Cloud's been holding on to that for quite a while.
They have almost a full snowball round in hand, right? Like, you'd imagine that this is the key, but Out of captain is just the immovable force. So hard to make, him just move aside for free. He'll take one down with him. If he's going to go down, he's going down kicking. But GIANTX opting for heaven control this time. We haven't seen this being a high priority, it felt like, but all the rotations are in. Here comes the ult we were waiting for. Fatinho just has to fly in blind, and Cracks was waiting, arms wide open, and Yetta J's on the case. FUT are here, they are ready, and Out of captain still not feeling the full pressure yet. He even gets away with his life. Hoodie couldn't close down with just the SMG. As Redgar a million miles away. No spike and very little hope.
No, I mean, a minute is also a long time to try and save this rifle into the next round as well, because that hero rifle could make all of the difference heading into the last round of this half. But the protocoling coming out from FUT, I mean, Out of captain alone with the paranoia shut down that entire execution. And we're seeing a lot more coordination coming out from FUT since the first couple of rounds of this game. I mean, they've been really good as far as ensuring that they're finding those 1-2 swings. Okay, and that spike look, yeah, there's nothing you're doing there.
So, again, in my mind, though, I guess the flowers for the last couple of rounds. One, Jay at the start, got to say, for a player who's a little newer to my eyes, he has been outstanding. I mean, if not level and above for the last few. Out of captain, the guy has been a monster to try and deal with, always so present. They're going to try and hunt down Redgar. I don't know if they're even going to be able to close the gap in time, though. So he should be somewhat safe here. rifle going to be kept on forward? Because, I mean, that was meant to be the round, right? That was the heavy investment. Redguard did eventually get checked on, but it's fine. He's kept the rifle moving forward, so that's still in the hands of GIANTX. Don't worry. They have to just try and force up around it, right? Like, what can they get, though? Financially, they're somewhat near ruins. Vitinho, I think, is one away from having his ult, so that could be something to look towards. But beyond that, I thought last round was meant to be the one to really make it count.
I mean, FUT have been really good at isolating those ultimate orbs as well, even though they're not necessarily farming them themselves. Just the extremity control to deny that opportunity to GIANTX has been pretty comfortable, again, with the very deep smokes towards B main. Vent's completely empty here. Vitinho fully inside that pivot over towards A heaven. But the trademark to go down here for CNED. Stalled out, just biding a bit of that time. And knowing that they're on these weaker weapons here on the side of GIANTX, FUT are more than happy to give up that heaven control on either side, play those longer angles.
Waiting for them to commit towards heaven. 2 players. Very ready for this. One man on the screen, cracks. Full kill and utility, hopefully gets to invest that. The paranoia, perfect. And this is going to send them a little bit deeper towards the side, but they get to keep their lives. Slow the roll, keep them arm's length here. Seeker's going to come through out of captain and cracks in perfect unison. That is the FUT. Oh, come on, and the dog as well. Just biting through Cloud as Redguard once again just going to be left to rot out here, right? What else are you meant to do? He's got very little to say about this matter. Maybe he can pull off the most, miraculous clutch of his life, but credit where it's due. FUT have stabilized, and they've looked fantastic off those early couple of rounds.
I think, too, for GIANTX, they've been investing so many resources into those early engagements once they do decide to finally take some of that space on the map. But FUT, ever since they've livened up a little bit, being able to shut that down, hasn't even given Redguard that true opportunity to find those lurks, find those timings. And again, leaving him on an island, like we had mentioned. But now we're swapping sides here.
That dog.
Ooh, no, that's a nail in the coffin, I think.
That's rough.
They're vibing. They're sweet chilling.
I mean, and if we're going to talk bigger picture, let's roll our minds back to what the desk was talking about. I don't think they kind of defined it as win conditions, but they certainly noted that a lot of the strong points of what we saw initially from FUT was that attacking side, right?
Yeah.
When everything was hitting well for them, the confidence starting to get there, you started to see them kind of working well as a unit. For them to convert that very nicely on the defending side, this could be a really big boon for them going forward. But GIANTX are no slouches. They have every chance here, and Hoodie's seen a pixel out of place. Absolutely noted what's going on here, but the swing is just exceptional from Hoodie. Oh, the crunch, though. And a captain have fallen right back there. Just the bloodbath in middle. Both sides willing to challenge on that.
Fully traded out here as well. Back to a 3v3. Attackers all split up, not willing to give up much more of that extremity control, but GIANTX, they look for a bit more information. There's no longer that sky.
I'm scared for Mr. Falling. Oh god, the time.
It's a spike, right?
Oh! If he died then, if he went down, that's the spike loss. They'd been screwed, but he hits an absolute belter of a shot. Now, they don't know too much about Redguard. Now they do, and Mr. Fallen is just on fire this round. Gorgeous work from the man. Plant should be very comfortable, and Nuki's got a long way to walk.
Okay, 1v2. If anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be Nuki.
Okay, let's see. Creeping closer. Yeah, he's not got that one yet. A J on the case. This is looking great for FUT, kicking things off well here in the second half.
For Mr. Fallen as well, off the back of those picks, off the back of getting that spike planted as well. Already halfway charged up into the Seekers. So early into the second half. That pistol round was pivotal for GIANTX to try and find themselves back into split. We have to remember, this is GIANTX's map pick here.
Yep. And on the horizon is Icebox, and then you could be walking in.
Come on, guys, just hit that subscribe button. Everybody, just hit it.
I feel like I'm just in like
hit that subscribe button and like button.
But, like,
come on.
The prospect is fun. Now,
come on, viewers, do it.
Nice.
Show me some support to my channel. Come on, come on, come on.
So it wasn't as clean as it could have been, but I like that little crunch towards ramp coming out from GIANTX there.
Redguard's positioning.
It's just a classic. What are you meant to do?
Doesn't quite. Oh, he spotted out now, though.
The captain's really careful to not lose that Bulldog as well. Yeah, he's going to make a really quick run for it. doesn't want to get caught there, and you've already got Cena kind of backfilling that position as well, making sure they're not chasing through heaven, which actually is very indicative. It's going to be through CT, smoke going to be invested, and it's just going to be very tough for GIANTX to make any more value out of it, so potentially going down to the spike to try and deny any of that further progress. I mean, Mr. Fallen, chase if you fancy it, try and get in there. You've made fantastic work towards the Seekers already. Why not get a little bit more? Only a ghost if anything could go wrong. As it stands, you can see him starting to creep a little closer, right? He's getting a little interested. Yeah. He's like, well, you know, 3 away. I could get it.
I might as well. Might as well charge it up.
Redgar's softened up. That's perfect. Okay, 2 away. This man's closing in. Might make much more of it, but oh, yeah, the J. Come on, this guy's such a talent. And now Cloud, it is a formality. And he will go down to the spike here, trying to keep that ultimate economy in the best place possible. But Ash, we got to say it, it's already 10 rounds for FUT. I mean, bigger picture, that first cycle could be a snowball round. So, I mean, Mr. Fallen's 1 off.
That's the thing, 1 off. You have opportunity to find that orb, or even just a pick here towards B main, depending on how things do end up swinging. But this is getting scary here for GIANTX. They really needed to find this first map for themselves. Again, this is an elimination match.
Yes. Guys, come on, subscribe, karo, jaldi se.
It's worrying, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's map 1, but it's still.
Everybody, subscribe it right now. Come on, yaar, kar do jaldi se.
We kind of went, okay, you know, it's hard to tell pound for pound where people are, but you gotta call it how you see it. 4 rounds ain't good enough. From a team
what a match is
before,
going on right now. I definitely guys going on future gonna win by. This match is
choice, but
picked by GX.
Not good enough here, and they're gonna be feeling that pinch.
GX picked this map
and we're gonna see what they look like on Icebox
for this round. Now next round will be next round Icebox.
Already Crack's gonna start things off.
Icebox map is chosen by Future. Now we
that's rough.
Have to be. You know,
rough
guys dominating right now.
I think
Future is dominating in GX map.
Setups over towards the A side, so it's not like they've had much space control from the Sentinel utility, nonetheless. And FUT, they continue this walk up towards mid, the 2-person lurk over towards this A site, looking for the crunch.
Okay, continue forward. Nuki now knows. Trouble's coming. He does have help here, right? This was the combination that worked for them before. Cloud and Nuki. They were able to hold this side very well. But there's that off. There's the first issue coming through. They get to handle it early on, but it does allow a couple of steps in, right?
Oh, Champions Vandal. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Pressure from the backlines from heaven. But the gap's starting to get close. Can the duo do it again? Nuki with the first, a second, a third.
2 kills taken by.
The spike's got Yenajay trying, but again, this duo, these two are digging their heels in. That was exceptional work.
Oh my god, guys, GX gonna be, you know,
a 1v3. You're gonna roll back the years for us. Not
backfiring,
right now.
GX is backfiring.
The play here. 5 rounds for GIANTX, and a stark reminder that those two really can lock that side down.
Absolutely. I mean, just being able to buy as much time as possible for the rotation.
Guys,
from
everybody's, you know, supporting their
so much disruption. The
squad members.
FUT now, again, they still have that momentum.
And guys, you
from
just
the first
support
half.
our channel.
Great
Come
for
on.
them to steal that away. But can
to
they
watch
carry
amazing gameplays videos.
Right now,
just
again,
hit
that protocol. Nobody
button.
home really towards mid here for FUT, aside from CNED, who will have that opportunity to likely TP out if he does throw that back in towards the sewer side. But off the contact, off the flash, the guiding light, expecting. Oh, he doesn't have the TP. Okay. Into the corner, but he could still get caught out if it's an aggressive push from Mail.
I just love this pinch. Cloud's going to try and set it up into motion. He's fortunate enough to not have been punished on this. Does get to keep himself standing, but that got quite dicey. I like the idea from GIANTX to try and punish potentially that walk up. It's an early tester. And again, this is something I also want to be seeing, is something that we wanted to smack our heads against the wall for a while, was the fact that no one used to deal with that camera. If you looked at when Alpha was doing it and other players, that it just allowed you freedom to not have to worry about rotations. Nice to see Yenajay dealing with that. You could already see a little bit of worry in the back of GIANTX's minds. They've lost a player on one side, and now you can see them dipping back through here.
That will be
forcing
crazy.
to respect this presence in heaven that they've noted from not only Cena, but we know where FUT are going.
Wow.
We can see where they're trying to aim
nice.
towards, but Patino
Oh,
trying
crazy.
to hold back the flood towards heaven, and now it's just on
What a
Redgar
flank
again.
kill.
Look how isolated he is.
Ah,
A little bit of work from
Roman
Yelajay,
died.
which is gorgeous, joined with CNED. That is where the difference of this round happened in my mind, because Cloud and Nookie could not leave.
Future is still dominating GX.
Absolute disruption
chosen
towards
map
the
is
right side
split.
of the map, and now
Future is
with
still, you
Spike
know,
initiated, planted here.
Future is still dominating
GIANTX,
for
they have to opt for a save. Look at their
GIANTX
money situation. Fatino has nothing
map.
to work with, neither does Redgar. Hoodie will be able to afford it into the next round, so these rifles are important to carry over, so Cloud can throw something over towards Fatino. But that also is a free 11th round here for FUT, with no contention into the post plant, as expected though.
Are you guys feeling
very
slippy or what?
Cloud,
I'm
it's a
feeling.
nice pick. Charge up a little bit more into that rolling thunder.
Each one out there, chat. Are you feeling slippy?
Oh man.
I hope you
It's
all
hard to
are
watch
not.
sometimes because Cloud is just.
You all
such
not
raw
feeling
talent,
slippy.
Yes.
right? It's
I
like
hope.
you just see glimpses of it, be it maybe not throughout the entire game here, but the glimpses of what he can do certainly in play. But again, rolling back that round, taking that late mid control, keeping the attention there with the utility from CNED, the creep from Yelajay coming up. It forced the fact that basically you could not pull those two players away. Loved seeing that. And GIANTX, that was enough of a problem. That round is a red flag. They've pumped the brakes. And I mean, scoreline's a problem, that round's a problem, so's their economy.
You have to start having a conversation, because GIANTX success has been found off of their trap plays revolving around Cloud, revolving around that deep site setup out from Nookie. But then you look on the other side of the map, that mid control, that B main control has been a little bit of a struggle there for GIANTX. You would expect if you're playing so far deep over towards A, you would have maybe a little bit more of that B main presence. Uncontested hasn't really been a threat towards FUT when they've been looking for that mid control either. They know that they can clear back towards B very comfortably, and these retakes, I mean, FUT have been so good at dividing the team due to Yelajay's presence over towards that A site that they can't even play full as 5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's been actually a real surprise to watch, a real treat to watch. It certainly wasn't on my radar. Again, forgive me for not noting, some of these up-and-coming players, but Yelajay has been class to witness. And going into this, we've got to keep our mind towards what a GIANTX going to try and bring into this round. I mean, they've got to do something, right? Like, it can't be nothing, so what do they go for? Looking at the purchase coming in now, 10 more seconds until we're back live underway in the round. I'm seeing Guardians. I'm seeing some lack here and there, but they've been able to fashion a purchase. But is this the pace hit then? Is this the pace change? Do they dare walk back into what is the blender though on A?
The thing. Again, poised and ready. Cloud playing towards elbow with that great line for the fault line, no matter which way he wants to go. Patino alone here towards A heaven though. As a nade.
A little bit of support came out from Cloud there to stall this, so it has kind of taken the wind out of the sails. So it's not a complete just pacey hit. It's allowed a little bit more freedom for Patino to calm down as well, get the support towards CT from Hoodie too. But again, this is all above a minute. They've done this in incredibly quick fashion, so they've shown all this presence towards heaven. They've drawn a little bit of kit out from the GIANTX side, and they're going to pause. So they're going to see if they can maybe catch any of this overextension. You could already see them checking through middle. Can they catch Redgar potentially, or anyone who got curious about that internal clock? Good work from Redgar to note there is problems coming my way. He's already called in for support. Hoodie could be the linchpin here.
But FUT, they look to pivot back over towards the
double
same
pump.
site.
Yeah, they're going back through. I mean, maybe they feel they've pulled enough over. Maybe they noticed on the utility. Surgical shot from CNED. Patino falls, and then just back and forth. The seesaw every single time they get a pick, and now you know it. The Redgar's on a platter, on a plate, so vulnerable, and Yelajay, just the timing, God, this guy's got it. We're talking about bad timings, bad lurks throughout the lead into this matchup. That's a man who's absolutely got it down to a T, and now Nookie and Cloud left a million miles away. What are you meant to do here, Cloud? It looks like he's just fated to fall. I mean, he's tried. Let him know. But at the end of the day, Cloud, shoot the body beat. You're going to be against 12 rounds, so it doesn't really matter, does it, mate? 12-5. Ash, this one's looking done.
I mean, nothing in the tank here for GIANTX as far as that money goes. It's going to have to be that light shield buy, but not everyone can afford the proper full loadout. Very least saving grace, we're going to look for that combination with the Rolling Thunder and the Showstopper. but it has to be a clean round for GIANTX. They need to take as much as they can if they want to try and carry this forward. But right now, FUT, the reads have been so good, the calling from Mr. Fallen. And again, the way that they're just able to continuously isolate 1 to 2 players on those crunches has left GIANTX with little to answer with.
A little bit of a different setup though. They're playing ahead of the utility this time, which I quite like. This is a really good call coming out from GIANTX because they were kind of was working behind the curtain, right? When the Viper Wall goes up, they didn't know what was happening, so they have to fight ahead of it, which is dangerous, but you gotta back yourself. And this time they're winning it out. Cloud denies Cracks any control towards ramp. This will somewhat dissuade the plans of FUT, right? They don't have that free access to pressure towards A. They can't pull those rotations freely to tee up Yeta J. It changes the dynamic now.
Then with a very deep A main trip here for GIANTX, they feel comfortable falling back towards screens, play the numbers advantage, knowing that no information is to be had here towards mid here for GIANTX. There's also that Vents trip to have to worry about here, so could be revealed if Yeta J does drop in and decide to shoot that one out. It will be uncontested for now, just seeing if they can find any information.
No subtlety to it, but they're trying to bait out so you can get a pick on the other side, right? It's like, will Hoodie actually push or no? Okay, still going to use his utility. It's just testing, right? And so far, GIANTX are keeping up with the challenge. They're not overstepping. They're not being caught out. This could be the first problem of it. Patino's waiting. Does that a Captain walk it? He does. Timing's right. Good work for Patino. He's actually going to just let it go. He's going for this one, chasing it down. Gorgeous. Could have been even better, but Cloud is there. The backline support system. And all on the young gun himself, Yeta J. What can this man do in a 1v4? 10 seconds. Probably not much.
No, I mean, GIANTX, they're not going to be able to give that to them. You got maybe 2 seconds to work with, but all they have to do is... yeah, I mean, this is something that we talked about, right? They don't have the weapons, and the ones that I've saved into the next round are stuck on a Spectre and a Bulldog. Sneakers available here for GIANTX, but same can be said here on the side of FUT. They did make that adjustment that you mentioned, Pansy, in the last round, playing a little bit more forward, more for that control into the early round, the information, but might just be too little too late.
It strikes the fear of God in me, because you look at them having to try and juggle how they're going to play the utility out. I mean, I don't think Patino's going to be able to afford a great deal. You're going to be you're lacking a lot of areas, and FUT have now just done something completely different, right? Like a whole new wall's come out. They don't know what's going on. Viper's pit's going to be there. They've got the Seekers if they want it. Redgar, no subtlety to where he's going to be, right? This is all scary. Now, do they pull the likes of Cloud over? I think that they do, but look at what this is doing. This is causing them to over-rotate potentially.
I've got your trail.
Seekers come through here as well. And then you've also got now the showstopper up towards heaven.
Can follow it through though. They close the gap here. GIANTX are on the site. You still got Redgar sent towards the pit. Not going to be able to use it into... Oh my god, but who needs it? Cracks sharp as ever, 2 towards CT, but CNED with his watchful eye above. They've got the site so they can get the plant. This is already going so well for them. They've got to try and make something work here. Nuki is still on the A site. He's so far away.
We've got no utility on the side of GIANTX either for this retake. The Sky Nerfs hurting right now here for Hoodie.
Timing. And a Captain could just find the perfect timing. Actually, it's worked out well for Nuki here. But still, so much more work ahead of them.
So much space to have to clear. Not able to take that front sight space either into the retake due to the pit.
CNED putting himself nice and close by. It's Mr. Fallen to find Patino. It's down to just Hoodie, and he's gone. He's dead. This map is done. 13-6. That was an absolute clinic from FUT.
On GIANTX's map pick, nonetheless. Again, Cloud was the one for GIANTX trying to keep them alive. Nuki as well. But doing those numbers, Cloud very consistently, but FUT has been absolutely immaculate.
Absolutely. Let's get ready for map 2.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. I, Caballo Grande. I dolor de nieve. But in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin, former professional Counter-Strike player and Valorant coach. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle, you're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Let's go.
Just wait, chat.
Got big dreams, I'ma do big things. Yeah, you see me on the big screen, looking so clean. I don't move slow, I move fast, right past anybody taking life for granted. Yeah, that's too bad. I'd be grateful for everything that I have. You only got this life, you don't get it